Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Bazeleel and Jazzy coming at you through the Skype conversations of the internets. So, things happened today. This is being recorded on 10/23 of 2004. Carbine has laid 60 people.
2014.
Yeah, 2000, whatever. You know what? I'm just so...
We went back in time.
I'm
That's how
so
bad it was.
upset and just aggravated and emotionally just kind of done. Carbine laid off 60 people. Well, actually, I shouldn't say Carbine. I should say NCSoft laid off 60 plus people at Carbine Studios and some other games that they were working on, and supposedly announced they're going to be focusing more on tablet games, which is
Interesting.
So, I'm not sure about you, Jazzy, but I kind of feel like my puppy died, and
Definitely.
like at first, if for those of you who follow me on Twitter, I think I was more upset than the Hulk was. I still stand by what I say. Fuck you, NCSoft. Go to hell. Um, I mean, like everyone knows that they're not the greatest company when it comes to supporting games that could be successful and bring them lots of money, but they have a track record of not being patient and just saying, well, the first 3 months didn't do anything, so screw you, I'm going home. Which
Pretty much
didn't make any sense because ArenaNet wasn't touched and they did a horrible job for the first year. So, I don't know. It was just really depressing.
Well, it's like what I was talking about, when we did the whole community thing that
Right.
when Stephen Frost left, it's the double-edged sword of the community is so close and tight-knit and the devs are so open and communicative with everybody that when stuff like this happens, it feels personal. It feels like it's happening to your friends or, like you said, your puppy got ran over. It's just a whole big thing, and it hits really hard.
Frost, like he left for a good reason. Like he found another job at Amazon. For those of you who don't know, Amazon's a gaming company apparently now. So that's a thing.
Working on it.
But I mean, it's I don't know, Jazzy. It's just it's really hard to kind of put my head around it because like Bitwise was laid off and Kevin Lee, who was the lead PvP designer, like two huge people. I'm just like...
Also, No Bob, one of the raid and dungeon designers.
Yes, that's right. CRB Non was also let go, which doesn't make any sense because, like you said, no one can do technical work other than him. So I fear for their live streams now. Oh, sweet mother in heaven.
Oh, yeah. It's really sad.
It's just...
It really is.
It's sad. And I think that... Oh, Jazzy, I hate to say it, but this could be the final nail in the coffin for the game, honestly.
I'm not sure that I'm quite there yet.
Well,
I mean, I know that I try and stay positive,
I know.
But I mean, I'm still not sure I'm quite there yet. I think that it hurts. It comes at a bad time, kinda. I mean,
bad time.
they had a good wave going there. Mega servers launched and they did exceedingly well. The only one little hiccup that I heard of was they had some issues with cred not displaying the right buy price, but it was fixed within like 15 minutes of it going up.
Yeah, I mean,
so that was amazing.
Exactly. For the most part, mega servers did a really, really good job for just kind of like I talked about on my most recent Wildstar Wednesday and was like, hey, good job. You guys actually did like I was honestly surprised. Like, wait, what? Like, this went on without any glitches? Nicely done. I mean, again, props to Cougar and the team over there. So, and then to hear about this, and I mean, obviously, they're not making enough money for NCSoft to really say, okay, well, you can't keep all the people that are legitimately important.
But I wonder, though, are they really doing so bad that they're worse than Aeon? Like,
yeah.
I find that hard to believe. Like, I know Aeon is somewhat popular, like, in Asian countries.
Right.
But I still can't believe that Aeon is doing any better. Well, I'm not sure if Aeon was hit by I mean, I think they said Aeon was as well.
Aeon Lineage 2 and Wildstar. No, ArenaNet wasn't affected at all, from my understanding. But...
well, that's a thing.
Well, I mean, it just kind of goes to show you that they favor money over anything else. So,
definitely.
I mean, it's just
The move
Oh,
to mobile, though, being that NCSoft is, a Korean, I think it's Korean, isn't it? Korean-based company.
yeah, overseas
Um,
based company, pretty much.
Asian culture, like in Asian countries, mobile and like tablet stuff is exceedingly popular.
Yep.
It's huge over there. So I feel like that's kind of where they're going when they say they're going to go more mobile, but
Which
it
is
doesn't seem.
fine, but make a separate division. Holy crap.
Yeah, it doesn't seem to make sense here that they really, I mean, because they're a company that turns a profit every quarter. I mean, overall, the company just grows every time you see
Well,
their,
yeah.
investors' calls. So it's not like they're losing money anywhere, really.
Right.
So why do they need to go and restructure everything here to go and focus on trying to get more mobile or whatever with their games? I don't understand the need for that. But then on the other side, it is somewhat of a normal thing for this to happen, especially in MMOs after you launch a game.
Right.
You're going to let certain people go because you just don't need them.
Well,
But
but not your lead PvP designer.
yeah, this doesn't feel like that.
No, it
feels
doesn't.
like, and NCSoft, like you said, is saying, hey, I don't think you're doing well enough. Yeah, we're going to get rid of some people.
I mean, like, in all honesty, if this improves the PvP scene, fine. But he wasn't doing a horrible job. Sure, the changes weren't coming out as fast as I like, but they were decent changes. It's what needed to happen, but he has no control of when they actually get pushed out.
Yeah.
So, like, I feel that some of these people are being punished for no damn reason. I mean, like CRB Non, what the hell? Like,
Yeah.
he's their tech guy that oversees the live stream. Like, I'm confused why he was let go and not like half the QA people. No
I don't
offense to
think
the
that would
QA
help
people.
their situation any.
Well, I mean, like if they, were like bringing in new people or like maybe
Yeah.
maybe they're restaffing and not restructuring. I mean, restructuring is such a PR word; it just makes my head spin.
Yeah.
Like we're restructuring. Okay, that could mean 14 different things. So, I don't know. I feel that it's just
It's like you said, there's certain people I don't understand. Like
Yeah.
Kevin Lee is one of them. Like, why would you do that? Obviously we need help with PvP. So, and he was he was one of those guys that was out there like on the forums, on Reddit, on Twitter. Like he was out in the front of problems. Like, hey guys, this is what's going on. This is what we're gonna do. He was always out there talking to everybody. So
Yep.
that really hurts Carbine. I mean, they need those devs right now that are out there saying this is what's going on. Because they even admitted themselves they've had a little bit of problem with the whole transparency issue lately.
Yeah.
They're stumbling a little bit here, obviously. We all know that. But it's just I'm in the same boat. Like I don't understand why some of these people, have to go.
It honestly just makes me angry. I mean, I think the whole community as a collective group is pretty upset and pretty confused. And what makes matters worse is more and more people that have been open and honest on social media and are allowed to say things are getting kicked out. Or finding another place to work. So my fear is, and my speculation is the company is taking a complete different turn because NCSoft didn't like the way that they were talking with their community. Because I mean, if we look at like how Guild Wars 2 is ran, the developers treat their community like ass, like it just straight up.
Yeah.
Like recently, they just had a change to how the gem system works, and the post that some of the devs were saying were just like really condescending and really like just, oh, how dare you question our, how dare you question our authority type of thing. And I was just like, and like that's been there since day one. And there's a reason that game suffered for a whole year before it really kind of, I personally don't think it's really that much better because there's no end game still. It's all grinding. But I mean, why it's
That
just,
would make sense. I see what you're saying, that they're kind of worried about them being so candid with the community, just keeping us so in the loop.
but I mean, if we look at history, any game that keeps their community in loop always does way better than any game that doesn't.
Definitely.
I mean, maybe not in terms of profit. Maybe you're not going to make the maximum amount of profit, but that's not what matters. I mean, like, if your game starts to succeed through the community, your game's going to succeed no matter what you're doing. So I don't understand. Like, from a business standpoint, NCSoft has never understood Western-style MMOs at all. Never. And anytime they touch something, it just dies or just goes in a completely wrong direction.
Well, the problem, I think, with kind of that train of thought is that, unfortunately, while there is a lot that we do know, we don't know what exactly comes down from NCSoft.
Right.
I mean, I've heard theories that, the reason the game was pushed out when it was because of pressure from NCSoft, that they didn't really want to release it yet. Yep. But, I mean, who knows? That's a rumor. Obviously, we don't know.
Well, and a rumor that's very much supported to this day because, I mean, look at all the content that's come out so far, and it's extremely buggy, and Carbine's like, well, we don't want to release anything until it's done, and that's also bit them in the butt because it's like, well, we're not going to release holidays, we're going to push itemization back, we're going to push all this stuff back, and everyone's like, can we have some content, please? That would be great. I mean... I mean, I really do think you're right in that speculation, though. I think NCSoft is really the kind of the person behind everything that's usually negative and bad about their MMOs that they publish. I mean, Guild Wars 2 was released too early. I mean, everyone knows that.
Yeah.
It's just... I'm glad we're doing this like a couple hours after I found all this out. Because
yeah, definitely.
Baz would be cussing and pretty much not being a nice person right now. I mean, I'm still infuriated, but I've calmed down a little bit. Speaking of
that, though, okay, I'm going to address just people right now, not even you, Baz. I'm talking to the people. Stop being assholes.
Yeah.
These are people that have lost their jobs. These people have families and, they have mortgages or rent to pay. I mean, these people are in a dire situation now. We really don't know how much time, they had before they were told, okay, you're being let go. I mean, I hate these people that are like, oh, ha, 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 LOL, good, Wildstar's dying, dead game, whatever. Shut the hell up.
Yeah.
You're all being assholes.
Yeah.
And I don't normally talk like that, but when it comes to, being decent people, I'm so with that. Like, just be decent people. Come on, guys.
So my heart skipped a beat because Chad just posted something on Twitter, and I was like, sweet Jesus, please no.
Oh, no.
But he's okay. He was just saying, I'm going to miss everyone that was let go today. I was just like, okay, we don't have to completely panic because, honestly, if Pappy had gotten laid off, then there's a pretty good chance that the game would have gone free to play. So...
Oh, and that's the other thing. We're hearing that now.
Yeah, I mean...
The free-to-play trumpet once again.
Oh, honestly, whatever. I mean, okay, so this was something that I talked with Strange Tales from Outer Space in their past episode, just this past Monday, about, like, free-to-play and everything. And, it's been a weird kind of back and forth with a lot of the community because it's like, well, if Wildstar goes free-to-play, I'm never going to play again. Okay, well, if you look at any other game that's gone free to play, it's skyrocketed in sales and numbers. So, I mean, and most of the games keep their sub thing while giving the subbers, more of a thing to do. But Indigo pointed out something that if the game goes free to play, it doesn't really feel like a community anymore. Everyone kind of has their own little section of the game and just plays it, logs on, and then logs off, which is a valid point. But I mean, I don't think it'd be the end of the world for the game to go free to play.
Here's my stance on games that convert to free to play. The biggest one that I've played and experienced it personally was in Rift.
Yep.
And I will say, as far as what I've seen and experienced, I feel like Rift did their free to play conversion extremely well. I think that model works because the problem that a lot of people have with free to plays is they feel like they're being nickeled and dimed. Like Guild Wars 2 is actually a good example for me, and I think I've talked about this before, but you take those little like boxes that you pick up everywhere. To open those, you have to have the keys. You can get those keys very, very, very rarely out in the game world.
That's
it's
an
extremely
understatement.
rare.
Like I think I have like
0.000001.
Yeah, I have like 800 of those boxes, and I think I've gotten 3 keys when playing for like a whole year.
But what can you do? Otherwise, you can go buy those keys from the store. Now, that's just a minor example of them saying, hey, they're just kind of nudging you. Like, hey, you want to open those 8,000 boxes you have? Come buy some keys from our store. Like, crap like that, I hate. I hate that in any game, even if it's something minor like that. And that really irked me about Guild Wars 2, and is a big reason why I stopped playing it.
You're gonna get a lot of hate for
Now,
that, by the way, because I've said that. Everyone's like,
I'm
no,
sorry.
no, Guild Wars
That's
2
just
isn't
how I
nickel and
feel.
diming. Well, no, you're right. Guild Wars 2 is. I mean, but that's their payment
It's
model.
like you
though.
said, like what Rift did is they didn't sell. The other big thing too is when games go free to play, they want to sell power, and you can't do that. Don't sell
Star
any
Wars:
power.
The Old Republic.
Yes, exactly. Level boosts,
Stupid
like level
dickwads.
XP gain, things like that are okay.
That's fine. Yes.
But yeah, just selling like the best gear or like awesome gear in the shop is not okay.
Or
But what
Arcade,
Rift did
'cause
is
do
they
that, too.
sold Rift sold gear, but it was like leveling gear,
Yep.
and most of the stuff was cosmetic, mounts, pets. I think they sold some crafting supplies, like a little bit. They have housing in Rift, so they sold housing stuff. I mean, things like that don't change the way you play necessarily, but are nice perks.
Right.
And like you
Yeah.
said, they also have hey, if you still want to pay a sub, you actually get stuff from the cash shop. Like once a month you get something really cool, and then you also, whether you pay or not, get something from the cash shop, like a little box chance thing every day.
Yep.
Which is a really cool conversion. So I think free to play is not necessarily a death sentence. I think it has a bad connotation that comes with it.
It does.
But it just depends on how it's done.
Yeah, I mean,
So-
in terms of like free to play and then the whole nickel and diming thing, I mean, yeah, like there's definitely games like Star Wars, like Arcade, that sell power. I mean, and then you have games like Rift, like you said, where everything's available. You don't have to pay for raids. You don't have to pay for anything. You just the only stuff that you pay for is the expansions and certain like little perks in game. I mean, I recently went back to Rift just for fun. And I didn't feel like I was missing anything from all the other people. I mean, leveling on a PvP server is a little bit different because of the gear, but that's not paying for power, because once you hit 50, all that gear goes away and you have to grind for your gear anyway. So I don't see it being the death of a game. Well, if it goes free to play, will I stay? It depends. Depends on what their content is, how often they release it, and if it's worth my sub fee or not. Because I mean,
that's where a lot of games fall, I
Yeah.
think, that have converted, is that they don't convert well.
which is why everyone should do Rift, because Rift updates constantly. I think their content schedule is like every 2 to 3 months they come out with like a new mini expansion or a new mini content patch, and then like they just released their new expansion like what, today, I think?
Yesterday.
Yesterday. And that seems to happen like every 8 months to a year. So I mean, do that. Like I don't understand like why it's so hard for Carbine to release stuff. Like I understand why it is, because they're going through this whole restructuring thing, and that's, I mean, now that that's come out, that's probably why Drop 3 was pushed back rather than, well, it's not ready yet. I mean, like, in all honesty, if you logically think about it, that is the sole reason why it was pushed back, is because all these people are leaving, so everyone has to fill new jobs, new roles, and
They're running really lean.
yeah, it's.
Nah.
I mean, like with Frost leaving and then Hugh Shelton leaving, like those two people did a lot of work. I mean, everyone thought Frost didn't do much, but as a producer,
he organized a lot.
he was a sock drawer man. Like he organized everything. So to have him leave, like, I'm sure that wasn't something that just like happened over 3 months' time. Normally, those kind of things, where the offer comes in, he looks at it, talks with his family, goes, okay, put my 2 weeks in. I mean, that's generally what happens. Like, the gaming industry is just such a high turnaround rate, but then we have stuff like this that happens, and it's just, it's not a good thing. But, I mean, Jazzy's right. Don't be assholes. It's not necessary.
They're still people,
They are. Like, honestly, guys, it's... Yes, PvP right now is in a horrible, horrible state. I am not going to disagree with that. How many times have I bitched about that on the forums, and I mean everywhere? But he's not the reason that it was bad. Like, there was good stuff coming, and Bitwise leaving just makes me so sad. Because him and Cougar were like the honest, like, tech guys that were just like, yeah, here's what's happening. And like Bitwise was so active on getting questions answered and everything, and I think that's one thing that Carbine is slowly going to go away from, because NCSoft is going to force them to not be so open and honest with everything. Because, I mean, like, Hugh Shelton leaving, Kevin Lee, Bitwise, Stefan, all those people were the ones that were on Twitter answering your questions
Gaffney.
daily. Yeah. Did Gaffney even have a Twitter? I think I was following one of
Yeah.
them. Okay.
Yeah, and he would be on Reddit all the time too.
Gaffney
he was
was
constantly
like the
on
Reddit
Reddit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, which it's a shame that you can't have something like that, because it is a breath of fresh air to have that kind of open, candid kind of conversation with you're giving these people money, so it's cool to be like, hey, this is where it's going, this is what's happening. So it's a shame. I was actually talking to my husband about it. I was like, Wildstar is a game. For everything it's done right, I don't understand what has gone wrong. It just seems that the MMO market is so much like they're not as forgiving as they used to be. They expect, the new shine of a new game with the polish of WoW. A 10-year-old game, and they won't put up with anything, and because of that we're not going to have any innovation or any kind of, we're not going to see anything but WoW. I mean, we're kind of doing it to ourselves in a way too, but I mean, I get it too. People are paying money, they expect something.
Well, of course. I mean, yeah, like, you're not wrong in that situation. Like, as a paying customer, you want them to let you know what's going on, but at the same time, I mean, people have been paying WoW for 9.5 years, so they've never, they'll complain about it, but they'll still pay their sub fee because that's what they do. I mean,
WoW is not infallible either. It's got its own bugs. I mean, I've been back playing it for a month now, and I don't know, I'm noticing them more, but I've just seen a lot of things that I'm kind of surprised that I never noticed when I played WoW before. So, I mean, WoW is not infallible either. It's just people want to pick on the new kid, I guess.
Yeah, I just...
Wildstar's the new kid.
Man, that just makes me fear for EverQuest next. Those poor people.
It's going to be the next big one.
Yeah.
We'll be all over that.
Yeah, it'll be interesting, but, oh well. So, yeah, I mean, guys, it's been a really kind of depressing last 24 hours. So, obviously, if more things develop, follow us on our Twitters, at Jazzy_gaming and at Bazeleel. We'll be doing updates, but we just want to kind of give you this whole collaboration kind of opinion thing, just as it happened, because no one's really being positive right now, and we felt the need to kind of stay positive while kind of giving our own opinions and just kind of talking about things.
As much as we can in this situation.
Yeah, it's just like I said, it's a good thing we waited a couple hours for Baz to calm down. Because
what I will say for myself in closing, don't let this happening affect your opinion of the game itself. If you enjoy the game, play the game. No one's telling you to stop.
Right.
This doesn't mean you have to stop. Personally, even if I'm playing other games, I will play Wildstar until they shut down the servers. I like the game.
Yep.
I'm going to play it. Now, to what degree I play it may change over time, but I will continue to play it. I will continue to support it because I like the game, despite any faults it has.
That's pretty much my opinion as well.
That's where I sit.
I mean, yeah, there's... Okay, sure. Like, I'm playing WoW again as well. We're on the same server. It's fun killing the old raid bosses in 3.5 hits, but I mean, like, she's literally, I got my tune boosted to 90 and I got free epics. Like, literally, they were on the ground.
Yep.
Like, I can appreciate that for the less time sink that I have to do, but the whole looking for raid thing and flex raiding, I don't feel like I've accomplished something when I kill those bosses at all. Like, it's... Like, they don't seem hard, do they?
No, not at all. Actually, I didn't know we were gonna have a conversation about WoW, but since we're doing it anyway.
No. I was just kind of side tangent there, but anyway.
No, like, I just want to say real quick, like, as far as that goes, like, I agree with you because I was gone from WoW for a little over a year. I came back, and I know that they've had a content drought as well for about a year, which is crazy. But
that's normal.
I came back, and I caught up to everything I had missed, and I left about midway of Mists of Pandaria, and I caught up to everything in about a week and a half, including the normal version of the current raid.
That's scary.
So, Yeah. So that's I see what you're saying. It's just you consume this content too quickly.
Well, I mean,
So
in all fairness, the game's been around for 10 years, and Blizzard has to keep people interested and keep people subs, so they got to do things where it's just quick and
yeah,
easy. So, I mean, eventually, if Wildstar get to the 10-year mark, I'm sure that'll be the case too in a lot of cases, because you got to keep people keep going. So,
definitely.
I mean, whatever. But anyway, guys, yeah, thanks for listening to us ramble for a while. I appreciate it. But check out Jazzy's YouTube channel in the description below, and sub to her content. She does a bi-weekly show. Is that coming back this week?
Possibly next week or the week after.
Okay, cool. So you're pretty much waiting for drop 3 then.
Drop 3. Yep.
Alrighty, cool. All right, guys. Well, have a good afternoon, morning, or afternoon, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
See ya.